Wow, it was a hot one today. I took a trip out to go to the post office with my son, and we stopped over at the post office. And one thing with Calvin is that, well, not all places have a ramp to get into, so we ended up rolling through the back of the post office, and that's what we got to go. That's what we got to go through sometime. But we go out through the back and ring the door like we're delivering freight over there. And after a while, things are kind of busy. You got a lot of people mailing stuff. And anyway, we got in and we got our mail mailed. We got the stamps that we need. We got everything. Service was great. They took care of us, got us taken care of, and we got down the road. But we were running because we wanted to go get a slice of pizza today. We didn't get to do that over the weekend because my mother-in-law came in, and she's 97 years old, and I wasn't, Calvin and I weren't going to take off. We hung out over here during the weekend, and we just didn't spend too much time out. So now that everything kind of went back to normal and the weekend's over, we wanted to go get a slice of pizza. So we're running here and running there and picking up all the things that we need to get. And then we get over to Sam's Club, and something was a little different today. The lights were out in the snack bar. And I immediately thought, oh, that's not good. That's not good. And then come to find out, one of the ladies that was working at Sam's told me we don't have any running water. Oh man, talk about Calvin and I were disappointed because when you decide, well, we're not going to eat anything early, we're going to save it for later, or we're saving it for like 3:00, right? So we didn't eat anything. So here we are, we're waiting to eat, couldn't eat anything. So I was a little disappointed. Other than that, disappointment you always have disappointment that you got to run into sooner or later. But the thing that the thing is, we ended up coming back, and it was hot out there today. I mean, it was hot. So one of the things I guess I should talk about. Let me just talk about this because I got it in front of me, and let's see. Let me get to the bigger deal here. Is it this one? Yeah, it's this one. Hey, look, this is one of the reasons that I always talk about Mio. Mio is those flavor drops that you drop in the water. Not everybody's water tastes the same. Some parts of the country have great water. Some parts of the country don't. Some people like water. Some people don't. So these Mio drops, they just change the flavor of the water, and it gets you to get a little more hydrated. Because when you get into those 90-something degree days at a very high humidity, anybody that's been down to Houston, Dallas, Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Gulfport, Mobile, Pensacola, it's hot down here. The humidity's high, and you got to stay hydrated. I mean, it's very, very important. That's one thing Calvin tells me all the time. Got to stay hydrated. Got to stay hydrated. Ever since I started dropping the flavor drops in Calvin's water, he drinks a lot more water, and that's good. Stay hydrated, especially with all the medications that he takes. So you can find on Amazon, you can find all the different flavors. You find the flavor that you like. And then the other thing, I guess since we're talking about that, I think this is a good time for me to talk about Louisiana tea. So wait, let me see if I'm connected, see if I didn't lose anybody. Let's see. I just had so many problems with internet and connections. It's just been horrible. But I got a connection today, no problem today, but I don't know if that's gonna last. I had a rough week last week just trying to get through without losing my internet. So anyway, what I'm going to do here is I'm going to go ahead and enlarge this here. In fact, I'm going to jump to the next. I'm going to kick it up here, and I'm going to show you this video on tea since it's a real hot day. By the way, it's National Strawberry Shortcake Day today. National Strawberry Shortcake Day today. And you see it on the photo that I had on this Amazon Live. In fact, that strawberry shortcake is from Robin Miller. I don't know if you remember Robin Miller from the Food Network. She's actually one of my connections on LinkedIn, and she's the one that had the program Quick Fix Meals. Well, she's still fixing quick fix meals. She might not be live on the Food Network today, but she's still up to doing quick fix meals. So every once in a while, when I find stuff that she has, I share it with other people. And this is her strawberry shortcake. So that looked pretty appetizing, I would say. So hey, the other thing is, just in case you didn't know, everybody knows about the California strawberry industry. There's a bunch of brands over there. They're pretty big, pretty well known. Driscoll is one of them. Giant is another one. But Louisiana has a strawberry industry too. They do. Out of Ponchatoula, Louisiana. They even have a strawberry festival. Well, we're right in the middle of strawberry season. Just like crawfish season, strawberry season, crawfish season, right about the same time. So that's what we have going on here. But anyway, since we're talking about hot weather like today, I don't know where you live. Hey, if you want, you could put it in the comments. Why don't you let me know where you live? I spend my time between New Orleans and Gulfport, Mississippi. I ping pong back and forth, and lately I've been showing up in Thibodaux quite a bit lately. So anyway, it doesn't matter what city it is. It's high humidity and hot. It's hot. Hey, remember I was talking about air conditions, those portable air conditions? Hey, no wonder I've been selling some of those portable air conditions, because when it's hot, you need, sometimes your main air conditioning needs a little help. Okay, let me see. The thing is, the thing that I've been kind of promoting is www.madeInUSAFoods.us. The reason it's called MadeInUSAFoods.us is that's all I write about. I write about stuff from the 50 states. And I didn't just start doing this. I've been doing this for 7 years. Everything that I write about, and believe me, I don't consider myself a writer. I do the best I can. But I write about a lot of different food manufacturers all over the country, whether it's Fortune 500 brands, or whether it's a startup, or whether it's a regional brand. It doesn't matter. I just write about all the different product that I come across, just so that you know something about it. Okay, so MadeInUSAFoods.us or MadeInUSAFoods.com. I just picked up the .com address. Somebody was sitting on it, and they wanted $500 or $1,000. I wasn't paying that, and then finally it came available, and I got it. I picked it up for $9.99, and I swooped up on it and got it. So just in case you make the mistake and you don't do .us, you get .com. But when you do that, if you hit this purple bar up on the top, you go to Amazon. You click this bar right here on top of our head. Hey, look at that. I don't know how I took that photo without a Saints hat on, but anyway, I did. Anyway, you click that bar, you go to Amazon live stream, or you go to Amazon store. I got the Amazon store. I talk about so many different food products from all over the place that I can't put it in the carousel. Can't fit it all in the carousel. Carousel only has 40. You can only put 40 items in there. So Calvin and I have been kind of putting together a store. All Calvin's worried about is having his Alabama hats in there. His Alabama stuff. That's all he's worried about. So anyway, I put that in the store. So you got that, and then look right on the top over here. You can say go to Amazon store, or you could go to follow our Amazon lives. Anyway, I don't have my mouse with me, so bear with me. I'm not doing too good with this. Okay. Hey, look, my internet's working. Look at it. Look, I got all the stuff here. I got the protein bars, and I got the scale and the Fitbit. You saw the Fitbit. I always talk about the Fitbit. Yeah, I got the Fitbits. Look, I got the Fitbits and the Apples. I found out real quick that Fitbit's not the only game in town. There's a lot of other choices when you're trying to figure out how good of a job you're doing at staying in shape. or how many calories you're burning, or how far you're walking, how much you're sleeping, how well you're sleeping, how's your heart doing, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. So whether it's a Fitbit or an Apple, a Samsung or a Garmin, doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. You pick up what you want, and that's a good thing. Anyway, I got these. Hey, look, I've got these 2 coffee makers. That's on the wish list. That's the Amazon wish list. People that like coffee. That's the deal where you do it the easy way with the pods. Hey, I'll put those 2 big generators there. Can you believe there's a depression in the Gulf? Can you believe that? Can you believe that the Gulf Coast is already kind of paying attention to bad weather coming this way? Not again. Man, last year was a rough year. But anyway, if you have a wish list, you should have a generator on your wish list, especially if you're in Texas, Louisiana, Mississippi, Alabama, Georgia, Florida, South Carolina, or North Carolina, because those are the states that get the hits most of the time. Yeah, we soften the blow before it goes up in other parts of the country. It's not satisfied just staying on the coast. They usually go up through the country and cause havoc all over the place. So anyway, generator comes in handy. Let's see what else I got in here. I got that Samsung TV. That's a great TV. The TV is much smarter than the one I have. It gets better and better every day. Hey, look, I put that stove. That stove, it runs on butane and propane. That comes in handy when you can't find your butane. I got an Emeril Lagasse air fryer. I got a bunch of items that do well with the air fryer. I'll show that to you later. And anybody, look, I got a train passing right now. Yeah, when you live close to the train track, guess what? The train, you don't control when that train decides to pass. Well, it's passing right now. Got the house shaking. When you live close to a train, believe me, it affects your house a little bit. Anyway, here's a Cuisinart electric griddle. That comes in handy for making sandwiches and stuff. But anyway, the chainsaw comes in handy anytime you have a storm. And then look, a lot of the food items that I talk about all the time, I went ahead and put it in here. Especially the community coffee. I talk about the community coffee all the time. Comes in handy. I think I might ask my wife to go ahead and make some community coffee with ice. Yeah, after today, it's so hot. Making the coffee drink with the ice and like I say, the cow milk, the skim milk. It's a refreshing treat, but it's not a whole bunch of calories. Got a pretty good taste. And then the Splenda keeps me out of trouble. All right, so you see this all here, but what I want to do is I want to just go on down to the bottom here. Yeah, there you go. Oh well. All right. I'll go ahead and show this first. Why not? Man, this is a crawfish bread. If you ever been to the New Orleans Jazz and Heritage Festival, one of the most popular items over there is a crawfish bread. Man, talk about good. And this is Blue Plate Mayo, which is owned by Riley Foods out of New Orleans. That's the mayo that ends up on a bunch of sandwiches down here. Anyway, they did a crawfish bread their way. So let me just go ahead and play it. It's pretty cool. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to start trying to find all the cool food videos. So you don't have to. I'll just find the cool ones and put it on my website. Then I could play it. Okay, here we go. Man, that looks good. I like that food processor, so you can chop all that stuff up pretty fine because that's the way I like it. Pulverize the better. Oh, look at all those crawfish. That's Louisiana crawfish tails. You can get them now. We're still in season. Riceland crawfish is the one that produces a whole bunch of Louisiana crawfish tails right now. Look at that. That's awesome. One of these days, I'm about to make it up north and get me a lobster roll. Can you believe that? I still haven't had a lobster roll. But that's kind of what it reminds me of. Okay, all right. But the thing I really wanted to show you is this one, because this is the perfect day for this one. Talk about hot. Talk about hot. I'm sure the whole country was the same thing. Look, I'm no tea expert, but I do know that many people drink tea, cold iced tea, on days like today. And I don't think there's any places in the country that's cold, is it? I don't know. I haven't looked at the map. I don't know, but I would imagine there's a lot of places that are hot. So she tells you how to do this, and this is just another optional drink for those hot days. Here we go. I'm gonna let her do it, and she's got a real strong Southern accent. Not like me. Mine's kind of on the weak side, but she's got a strong one. Okay, here we go. Louisiana tea.
Hey, I'm Christy Jordan of SouthernPlate.com. My family's lived in Alabama for the past 9 generations, and today I'm going to show you how we make our sweet tea. Southerners are known for our sweet tea, and with very good reason. We drink it all day long. But you just about got to have a nice glass of iced tea to get you through our summers down here. To start with, all we're going to need is some tea bags, some sugar or whatever sweetener you use, and some water. Then we're just going to use a plain old pot. I'm using Louisiana tea bags. They have a really good southern flavor to them. It's that perfect sweet tea flavor. But you can pick up another brand if you can't find these. Just look for Orange Pekoe, which is a nice black tea. And if you look, even this is specially blended for iced tea. On the signs it says ingredients, Orange Pekoe, Pekoe cut black teas. That's what we're looking for. So I'm going to show you how to make 2 quarts. Normally I make a gallon, but I realize that some people may not go through as much tea as we do. So I'll just show you how to make 2 quarts here. We're going to take 5 of these regular sized tea bags, and I'm just pulling off the little tags, and I'm going to put the bag string and all, just toss it into my pot here. Okay, now I've got, oh, this smells good. I love the smell of tea. We have 5 in here. Now I'm just going to pour a little water. And you know, there's not a certain recipe. Just pour 2 or 3 cups of water, be fine. If you pour 4 cups, that's fine. We just want to get some water for our tea to boil in. I'm going to put this on my eye and put it on medium to medium-high heat. What you want to do is bring that to a boil. Once it comes to a boil, we're ready to make our tea. Alrighty, our tea is all done. What I did is I just brought it just to a boil and then I removed it from the eye. Now I'm ready to make my tea. But if you want a stronger tea, you can let it sit in that pot and steep for a little bit longer. And if you'd like a little weaker tea, just don't use 5 tea bags. Use 4 tea bags or 3 tea bags. This is really something that you need to play with to suit to your personal taste. It's very much the same when it comes to sweetener. I'm going to use 3/4 of a cup of sugar for a 2-quart thing of tea. Some people use a lot more, especially restaurants. So you might want it a little bit sweeter. Then again, you might decide that a 1/2 cup is good for you. So really take this recipe and play with it until you get the perfect blend of sweet and strong for your tea. Today I'm showing you how I do it at my house. Now, anytime somebody tells me that they just can't make good tea, it turns out they're always doing the one thing wrong. Everybody does the same thing. You add your sugar to your hot tea. This is a bad idea because it scorches your tea and it gives your tea a very bitter taste. And we don't want that. We want a nice smooth glass of tea. So what I'm going to do to prevent that is I always add some cold water to my pitcher beforehand, and then I add my sugar to the water itself. Then I go ahead and give that a stir once I pour in my hot tea. It's still plenty warm enough to dissolve the sugar, but it's not going to scorch it and give you that bitter taste. You're going to have a nice smooth, mellow tea that we want. So right at this point, you would add your sugar, 3/4 of a cup. I actually don't use sugar in my tea. I use either Splenda or Ideal. Ideal is my favorite because it tastes just like real sugar to me, but you can't actually get it where I live, so it's kind of expensive for me. I'm going to use it today though, because it's a special treat, right? Most of the time I use Splenda, or actually a generic version of Splenda. Ain't no shame in my game. The cheaper the better. So I'm going to use Ideal, and I use the exact same amount that I do when I use sugar. I'm adding about 3/4 of a cup. Put that in there, and I'll give it a little bit of a stir. And now I'm going to add my tea. And I've got my tea bag still in here. I'm just going to be careful not to touch the pot to the glass. This isn't a tempered glass jug here, so
Yeah.
Another reason why we don't want to add hot tea directly to the jug. And I'll use my spoon to help push those tea bags back. See, doesn't it look wonderful already? Okay, perfect tea. And now, of course, give that another stir. And then we're just going to pour it over
Looks like
ice.
pretty much finished.
See how easy that was?
There we go.
All you need for 2
All done.
quarts, 5 tea bags, orange pekoe tea, 3/4 cup of sugar. Boil your tea bags, bring it just to a boil, pour a little water over them, bring it just to a boil, remove it from the eye. Fill up your jug about halfway with cold water, add your 3/4 cup of sugar, and then pour your tea into it. Pour it over ice. We have perfect iced tea. That's just how I like it. If you like it a little sweeter, add a little more sugar. If you like it a little weaker, use 1 less tea bag. Just play with it. Just remember the tips and the little tricks that I taught you today. And most importantly, enjoy a nice glass of iced tea with your family this summer. I'll see you soon on southernplate.com. Bye-bye.
That'll do it. Okay. So, yeah, let me just go ahead and check on my carousel today what I did. Well, the deal is if it's hot like this, the first thing I'm thinking about is cookouts, right? When it gets really, really hot. First of all, hey, look, I did the deal with the Mio because it's all about staying hydrated, right? And then there's nothing like a glass of cold iced tea, whether it's sweet, unsweet. Everybody has their opinion on that. I did a poll on that recently. I might dig it up to see what the results are on that. But today I figured why don't I go ahead and put the Weber grills in there. Weber came out with a bunch of new grills. It's, for 2021, and all of these are like natural gas hookups. I cooked on every kind of grill that you could possibly imagine, from the very, very inexpensive to the not so expensive, electric, charcoal, gas, every kind of way, And then finally, when I hit 57, I'm 60 now, but when I hit about 57, I said, man, wouldn't it be cool to have the gas hooked up to the grill where it never runs out? It just continuously, cooks, and you don't have to go running out to the store to have your propane filled up, or swapping out one of the containers. Wouldn't it be nice? And I figured, I'm in the food business. I've been in the food business. I should have one. So that was kind of on my wish list for a long time. So my wife and I always wanted to have that. But first, before you can do that, you got to have natural gas at your house. So if you're living in an all electric house, then you can't do that. But when I ended up buying this house in Gulfport, it had gas. Man, we were just so happy that it had gas, and we were able to eventually go ahead and do this. We didn't do it right away, but eventually we did. So anyway, you got the Weber grill here. We have one similar to that. I can't tell you if it's exactly the same, but it's pretty close. That's about it. So we really love it. Then you got one that's kicking it way up a notch at $12.39, another wish list item. And then Weber has another one at $10.29. So it's all about clicking the Weber item in the carousel, and you just have so many different ones to choose from. It depends on what you're going to use it for. So many different options. Here's the little one. This one's like the hottest one. This one was like, I think it was in the outdoor section where it was ranked number 1 of all the outdoor stuff. And look, it's got a 5-star rating, and it's got 4,500 reviews. So this Weber grill does the job. People like it. Amazon consumers like it. The guys that spent the money, they like it. Gave it a good rating. Hey, and then you could always go with the Jumbo, the Weber Jumbo Joe. That's $75. If it ain't broke, don't try to fix it. It kind of works, but it's the little one. You don't need a big one. You don't have to have a big one. You don't have to have the stand. But for $75, it definitely does the job. Then, well, I'm going to go ahead and jump to the other one. Well, if you want one that can roll around the backyard and it's already has the stand on it, you don't have to worry about putting it on a table or anything. This one's got a 5-star rating too, 5,773 reviews. at 119. What I find is no matter which one I talk about, they all sell. In the last 6 weeks, I've been at this 6 weeks. I started on May the 1st with Calvin, with my son Calvin. We did one on May 1st. And for the first couple weeks, we had no idea what we were doing. And then later down the road, we found out, hey, look, they got the sales over here. We can find items that are moving, selling. And then what we found out is that the Weber grills were doing a pretty good job. So all I got to do is mention the grill, and you just make the decision on which one you want. There's just so many of them to choose from. The only thing I can tell you is that they're pretty well loved. I went up to I was driving up in Chicago. I don't know, it's like 12, 13 years ago, minding my own business until I passed a restaurant that had like a 20-foot grill there. I don't know how tall it is. I still got to find out. I wish somebody would let me know how tall that grill is, but it was big. It was real big. Got my attention. I ate at the restaurant. Guess what? It got job done. If the reason they have a 20-foot grill in the front yard of the restaurant is to get people to stop to go eat there, well, that worked out pretty good. I still remember being in that restaurant, eating that dinner. I'm trying to think of, I know I ended up eating broccoli, which I don't usually do. I ate broccoli that day, but I can't remember if I ate a burger or I ate ribs. I just can't remember. I remember being at the restaurant though. I remember the food was great. That's all that counts. The other thing, it was a cold day like usual, right? In Chicago. Okay, the other grill, this little grill is the type of grill that I cooked on all over the country. I've done food shows everywhere, all over the place. The big shows, the little shows, and the ones in between. And I've made presentations to many chains around the country. And it's all about, when you get a chance to cook, you better cook fast because everybody's in a hurry. Cook fast, get it done. Don't burn it. Cook it fast. Well, the best way to cook it fast is with gas. The electric skillet don't cut it. Oh, the electric skillet will cook it, but it's going to take a little more time. But when you're cooking with gas, you're lighting it up right away. You're doing the job. So I like that. The reason I have this in the carousel is because it's so great to have two connections, a propane connection and a butane connection. So when you stop at a store to get fuel, you don't have to worry about, well, they didn't have the fuel. Well, you got two choices. So if it's all about having one of the two choices at the store you stop at when you need it, when you're on the way to the beach, when you're all the way up and going into the mountains, going to a picnic, going to a birthday party, going to a reunion, whatever, and you're cooking for other people, basically on the road, not at your house, because you probably be cooking on something different. But when you're out of your, when you're on the road, this is a good thing to cook with. It does the trick. Hey, and if you end up in the hurricane situation, which it looks like we already have some trouble in the Gulf, and well, that you might not get a bunch of damage, but usually that the trouble in the Gulf, when it goes ashore, it usually brings us some rough weather, and then that usually knocks out the power sometimes. So got to be in a situation where you're always cooking. You're always cooking. All right. I went ahead and put a microwave oven in here. I put the microwave oven here because, well, after spending a long time in the entree category, I spent 35 of the 45 years in the food business in the frozen and refrigerated department. And I spent a lot of time on entrees, frozen entrees. So let's see. I'm going to show you this. I feel like I have to share this information with you because it's good stuff. If you ever get a chance to try to get the Ajinomoto chicken fried rice, and who knows if I'm saying it right, but Ajinomoto chicken fried rice, you got to get it because it's good. It's one of the best-selling entrees in the entree category. Okay, so it's chicken fried rice. Okay, that doesn't, chicken fried rice. Okay, chicken fried rice. But it's good. It tastes really good. I've passed it on to a bunch of different people that live near me, and they like it. I'm not the only one. My wife loves it. Hey, when a husband and a wife can agree on something, that's a good deal. But it's the deal, like, well, today I got before I went on Amazon Live at 5:55, and I almost made it 5:55. It was 5:56. Okay, Amazon Live at 5:56, but that don't rhyme. But anyway, right before I got here, my wife said, "You want to eat some boudin?" And I said, "Yeah, I do." So anyway, she cooked it for me, and I got to eat it, gobble it on down fast before my Amazon Live at 5:55 started. Anyway, the one I ate today is from Zumos. Zumos is out of Texas, and they make a very good boudin. I love it. It's great. Well, anyway, I took care of that. That's what I got to eat. Since I didn't get to eat a Sam's Club pizza today because of the water being out in the area, I guess, I went ahead and ate some boudin instead. Don't get that every day. All right, so as far as the chicken fried rice, a few days ago, I was in the same situation where I didn't eat anything, and I figured, well, when I jump on an Amazon Live at 5:55, I might be on for 1 hour, 2 hour, 3 hour, 4 hour, 5 hours. So if I'm going to do that, I need to make sure I eat before I start. So I took one of those chicken fried rices from the freezer, threw it in a microwave at 3 minutes, and it makes a perfect entree. Can I eat two? Oh yeah, definitely I eat two. I try to keep it to one. And the reason it tastes so good is that they add bacon. There's bacon in there. That's why it's so good. That's why it's got the flavor. So that's a good thing. If you buy those, you're not looking at skillets. You don't want to take a microwave. If you got something in a microwave bag that's microwavable, you don't want to bust it open and put it in a skillet. I mean, some people do. Don't get me wrong. Some people do, but microwave's the way to go. So anyway, here's a Toshiba microwave, 4.5 stars, 28,000 reviews, plus $395. So $125. Microwaves are so much inexpensive than what they used to be. When they came out, they were expensive. By the way, they were heavy too. They were real heavy. I remember that. And that's had a big effect. I mean, it changed the food business because then the food guys were starting to make product for the microwave. So it changed everything. And over time, things continue to change. If you think things are going to stop changing, that's not going to be the case, but it just keeps on changing. Anyway, this Black & Decker microwave oven, it's 8458, 10,580 reviews. It looks like it's got about a 4.3, 4.4 star rating. That's pretty good. That does the trick. You don't necessarily have to have the big microwave. The small ones come in handy. So that one's there. Very affordable. You could always have the big microwave, and you could always have the backup one. Well, anyway, when it comes to the big change in the industry is all these air fryers that have come out. I got the Ninja air fryer in there. That was referred to me by a friend. He said he bought one and he really loves it. He said it makes everything pretty good. Easy to use. He's happy. The thing is, he ran a bunch of restaurants. So when you're in the restaurant business, you know about trying to make something that the customer is going to like. So if you can make the customer happy and you can make yourself happy, then that's good. So the Ninja works really well. This particular Ninja, when you finish with it, you could flip it up against the wall, the backsplash, and it's out the way. So you got counter space. You don't lose that counter space. There's very few people in America that say, "Oh man, I just have so much kitchen space. I don't need any more." Yeah, right. Most people are always looking for more kitchen counter space. But if you're able to kick it up against the backsplash, it gives you that space. You know how the thing goes. If you go ahead and put that appliance in the garage or on a shelf somewhere else, out of sight, out of mind. If you don't see it, you don't use it. sometimes. So it's always good to have one of those appliances right on the counter without it taking up space. When I started talking about the Ninja, I ended up selling some Emeril Lagasse air fryers. So I figured, well, let me go ahead and put that in the carousel. That's worth it, because that's basically a lot of people are trying to eat a little healthier without frying. Don't worry, I'll have a fryer later in. There must be a fryer in here somewhere. When you live in South Texas, South Louisiana, South Mississippi, Southern Alabama, Western Florida, we fry a whole bunch of stuff, especially New Orleans. All right. What about pizza? You eat pizza? There's a lot of families that eat pizza all the time, almost every day. Well, if that's the case, if you want an oven that can cook a pizza pretty good, this is what we use in the industry. I worked with a bunch of different manufacturers, and this is what we get. This is what we use at the food shows. The smaller volume food shows. If you're on the heavy duty one, then of course you bring in the heavy duty oven. And unfortunately, most kitchens can't have that heavy duty oven. The one with the conveyor belt? No, that's a little too big for the average kitchen. But I bet you somewhere in the United States, somebody got one of those heavy duty ovens with a conveyor belt. Boy, you got to feed some. You got to have a lot of company for that. But anyway, this one does the trick. Whether you have a Freschetta or you have a Red Baron or a Tony's Pizza, this does the trick. You just put it on the rack, put it in there, and within no time, you're in business. Hey, this is one of the things that we're not talking about too much anymore. The crock pot. Crock pots were on fire for a long time. But now we're talking about those air fryers. We're talking about those little ice machines that make ice. There's a lot of things that are hogging the spotlight. But I'm coming back to the crock pot because the crock pot never went out of style. This one right here, this is good. I sold Rosina Italian meatballs for a long time in southern Louisiana and southern Mississippi. And the good thing with the crock pot, whatever somebody likes, if somebody, you got people that like barbecue sauce, then you put the meatballs in barbecue sauce. You got people that like marinara sauce. You put let me get rid of this. Okay. You put the marinara in the crock pot. Some people, I mean, you wouldn't believe in 19 years of me selling Rosina Italian meatballs, I heard everything. Even Welch's grape jelly. They put Welch's grape jelly in there, and then they throw in the meatballs. So that's the different possibilities. But anyway, an old-fashioned crock pot. This is a 6 quart. It's a big one. If you have a big party, you got a lot of meat. You can put a lot of meatballs in there, or cocktail smokies or whatever. Now, I ran across this because this is pretty good for parties, get-togethers. There's going to be a lot of parties, get-togethers this year. You know it because nothing was happening last year too much. But this year, this is going to be the year that a lot of people are going to go visit other people that they know. A lot of visitations. But if you want a little party thing where you could easily. The thing is, here's the thing. If you cook pizza and you put it out there and people don't eat it right away, a lot of times by the time they get to it, it's cold. But to deal with these crock pot situations, you got them on, they stay hot. That's the thing that's cool about it. So hot food stays hot. But the pizza, that's a different, this different story. You got to be right on top of it. Hey, I went ahead and put the fryer there, especially if you live down where I live. We fry everything. If you're gonna make a shrimp po' boy, a fried shrimp po' boy, you need to fry it. If you're gonna go do the air fryer deal, then of course you could get the air fryer and you could do that. That's another possibilities. But if you like to fry a lot of things, and I went out to eat this weekend since my mother-in-law was visiting. Well, she's staying with me. She's staying. But since she came to see us, we went to eat at the Island View Casino Resort, and I got Calvin and I got to eat our fried catfish, our fried chicken, and Calvin wanted an egg roll, but they didn't have an egg roll, so he missed out on the egg roll. But anyway, if we got shrimp and we got catfish and we got gelato or ice cream, man, that works. But anyway, if you're okay, so we were going out for our fried food, but if you got to fry your own stuff, this is a great thing, because some of that frozen stuff, if you throw it in there and you put too much, you get too aggressive, you're trying to cook too fast. This particular unit has 5,000 watts of power, and it will help you to recover that temperature. You don't want that oil temperature to drop too low when you put your stuff in there, and it'll help you recover and get you back where it is, so you don't lose your product. Especially if you're buying some expensive breaded crab cakes, you don't want to mess that up. You want that to be perfect. So just be careful when you're frying. That's all I'm saying. Hey, I'm going back to the same thing. I gotta mention this thing again. There's a thing called Sonic Ice. There's a lot of people out there that like Sonic Ice. Well, if you like Sonic Ice, that's the GE Profile Opal. That, does the trick. That can go on a wish list, because that's an expensive little ice machine. Of course it is, but it's a GE Profile, $549, but it's got 9,000 reviews, and you can tell that it's pretty well liked. 4.5, looks like about 4.5 stars. That's what I'm looking at. But if you don't want to spend that kind of money, just remember, you just go ahead and hit whatever's in the carousel. You hit the deal in the carousel, and it's going to bring you to a whole bunch of different options. That's definitely going to be the case. Okay, so yeah, I know this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to go ahead. I want to show you the red bean. I guess I'm going to go to the red bean video right after I do the ice. Okay, so the deal with the Igloo ice machine, that's good for making this particular one makes 33 pounds of ice a day. That's pretty good. That's great. So if you're going fishing, you can come up with your own ice. If somebody's visiting and if you got 10 people visiting your house and you have 4 or 5, well, that regular ice machine in your freezer is not going to do the job. You need some more ice. You need more ice, definitely. And this Igloo will definitely keep you out of problems. So where you get to visit with your relatives or your friends instead of going to the store to go get ice. You don't want to go get ice. Your family's in or your friends are in, and everybody's visiting with everybody. You don't want to leave the party or leave the get together and go get ice. But if you have an ice machine, you don't have to leave the party. You get to stay home because this Igloo's making some ice. 33 pounds a day. That's good. And it's got the different colors to where it goes with the refrigerator. That's an important thing, right? Got to go with the refrigerator. You can't have it sitting in there being a different color. Well, some people. Hey, Aaron, how you doing? How's it going? So the deal with the Igloo ice machine, you get to match it up with your appliances. So now I'm going to jump with the Instapot. This is what I'm going to go ahead and do. I have a video on my website, www.madeinusafoods.us, and it's about making red beans. If anybody has visited New Orleans, they know about how red beans are extremely popular. So depending on where you live, okay, I'll show this one. This is not the Instapot one. I'm going to show you this one first, but it's a pretty good video. So I'm going to show this one to you first. And then I'll show you the Instapot one next, since I got Instapots in the carousel, in the Amazon carousel. Okay, so let me go. Here we go. Red beans and rice, New Orleans style. Check out that cornbread. I ate my share of cornbread in my lifetime. Everything's all set. Don't forget the sausage. No matter where you live, there's a local sausage manufacturer. Whatever state. Looks like they're set. Don't forget the bay leaf. Need that bay leaf. See, those little stoves work good. Shit. Now we're talking. Down here, in a lot of places around the country, that Jiffy cornbread mix is the deal, is the stuff. And that's very affordable. That's some good stuff. Okay. I guess since we're talking about beans, I just as soon show the whole thing. I'll show you the white beans, then I'll show you the Instapot beans. The red beans that are the Camellia red beans that are prepared in an Instant Pot. I guess it's like Instagram, I guess. There. Yeah, so here's the white beans. This is Camellia. This is the company out of New Orleans. Depending on where you live in the state, depends on whether you eat more white beans. When I grew up in southern Louisiana, not New Orleans, I came to New Orleans when I got a job with Eastern Airlines way back in the day during the World's Fair, the New Orleans World's Fair. But before that, I lived in Cajun country, and we ate a lot of white beans. So here you go. Here's a video on making Camellia brand white beans with shrimp. And by the way, shrimp season's getting ready to open all over the place in the Gulf of Mexico. So we're going to have shrimp soon. Food processor comes in handy. Don't forget the cayenne pepper. Oh, man. Oh, look, the shrimp's coming. Who doesn't like to put some shrimp in their beans? Looking good. Looking real good. Okay, that's the shrimp deal. So like I said, whether you live in Mississippi, Alabama, Louisiana, all us guys are going to have shrimp season right around the corner. I go pick up my shrimp over by the Hard Rock Casino. A lot of people know the Beau Rivage in Biloxi, but the Beau Rivage is next to the Hard Rock Casino, and the garage next to the Hard Rock Casino. Right behind that garage is a bunch of shrimp boats, and they go shrimping. Well, they call it trawling. They go trawling for shrimp, and it won't be long. They'll be at the docks behind the Hard Rock Casino garage selling shrimp, and they'll end up either in a pot boiled shrimp, they'll end up in a po' boy, or they'll end up in a bowl of white beans, just like we just saw. Okay, one more. Here's the deal with the Instapot. This video was seen by millions of people. Millions of people. Okay, I don't have my mouse, so I'm losing control of this. I'm not too good at this. All right, here's the Instapot video. This video has been seen by millions of people. People want to know, how do you make that Louisiana red bean, the Louisiana red beans and rice? But like I say, don't forget the sausage. You need the sausage. I love sausage. I mean, I can eat the red beans and rice. That's fine, but I always like to have my sausage. Here you go. Andouille works good too. Looking good. Yep. I like a lot of sausage. The more the better. Don't forget the bay leaf. Just set it. You'll be eating soon. By the way, that's healthy too, by the way. As long as you don't put too much salt in there. Yep, that's what I'm talking about. I know I just saw the cornbread with the red beans a while ago. That doesn't mean it can't go with this dish too. All right. Hey, you know what? I think so. Like I say, here we go. On my www.madeinusafoods.us, you go to the website and you see all the stuff that I'm talking about. I'm always dropping names on food items. Always. And then you can see what I'm talking about. But right here, here's the Blue Plate mayo. The Blue Plate mayo, that's what they use for making that crawfish bread. I showed it to you a little earlier. I'm going to go ahead and show you, since shrimp season is in the process of opening all over the place in the Gulf of Mexico, people are going to do one of two things. They're going to go ahead and boil it and have a crawfish. They're going to have a shrimp boil, with crabs. Hopefully the blue crabs show up. They boil it. And then the other thing is they fry it. And that's to make a fried shrimp po' boy. That's definitely good eating in your neighborhood if you got a fried shrimp po' boy. So I'm going to show you the video that Blue Plate did. They ought to know about it. They end up on all kinds of different sandwiches down here. I spent the majority of my career selling Cajun-style roast beef. And Blue Plate was always involved all the time because that's what we eat down here. Blue Plate mayo. Okay. Let's see. Now I'm going to go. Now I got to find another video. Let me see. Got to find the other video. There it is. Is it there? Yeah. Here it is. Hey, look. The video might be a little older, but it's still a great video. See the blue plates right there? They know all about making po' boys, okay? Here we go. Here's the fried shrimp po' boy. Looking good. Oh, I wish I had that. I can use that right now. Golden brown. Bread. All right, look how much they put on there. It's loaded. That's a loaded sandwich. That's why it's so good. Awesome. That's about as New Orleans as you get. Let's see what we got. Hey, since I'm up here, let me see if there's something else I have that I want to show you. Nope, not there. Okay, we got the red beans. We saw the company that owns Blue Plate Mayo owns Evermore, and that's a water company out of Covington, Louisiana. Calvin and I were invited to the plant. Man, that plant looks nice. Got some great water. Sells real well down here. Anyway, we got to go to the plant. We made a video while we were there. Let's see what we got. I got another one here, I think. Let's see. Maybe not. French Market. We got that one. You know what? I like this one so much. I think I'm just going to play this again. Why not? And the first time I saw this video, I played it over and over again. I'm sorry. Ready? Here we go. Man, that looks good. Putting it in the oven. Nothing like a toasted bread. All set. Ready to eat. Hey, all the ones that fall off that sandwich, I want them. Okay, here we go. Let me jump on over. I'm going to go ahead and there I am. Okay. All right. So anyway, I got the Instapot in here. Hey, by the way, if you like food content, if you like to hear somebody like me talking about food all the time, because I'm on name drop food manufacturers from all over the country all the time, talk about different things, every category that you could about imagine. And if I can't talk much about the category, I'm going to go ahead and let somebody else talk about it, like I did earlier this week, or earlier last week, let's say. When it came to the tea, I let the tea experts talk about that. Michelle Mazzara from Love of Foodie, she knows about tea, so she was my second guest on Amazon Live at 5:55 p.m. Central Time. Yep. She's from the Central Time region also. So anyway, let me go to the Instapots. Like I said, if you want to eat some red beans and rice or white beans and rice or any type of bean dish, it works really, really good on an Instapot. Anyway, I know what I was going to say. Yeah, if you like food content, go ahead and hit that follow button. Hit the follow button, and it will let you know when I go live. It's hard to believe, but this is like number 36 days in a row now. Yeah, I think 36 days in a row. Pretty much at 5:55 p.m. Central Time. There was a couple days I missed, and I did. I think it was Amazon Live at 11:55. I mean, it was late, but I still showed up. So 36, 37 days in a row. That's what I've been doing. So just hit that follow button. Any additional follow is definitely appreciated. Okay, this is the mini. This is $63.94, 159,000 reviews. That means a lot of people are using this item. Then I put the one that's a little bigger at $89. And then I give you another choice. You got the one that's even bigger. It depends on how big your family is. That's what it kind of all depends. $119. Still got 34,119 reviews on it. So that's definitely kicking. So you could definitely make a great pot of beans there. Hey, look, I put Louisiana Fish Fry here. Louisiana Fish Fry does the mixes for, gumbo, jambalaya, etouffee, all the Louisiana stuff. But the thing that they're known for is their fish fry. They're the number one fish fry in the U.S. Number one fish fry. So when air frying started to be a deal, then they made a breading for air frying. If you look in my store, if you go to my store, you'll see the air frying batter or whatever you want the mix. So that's specifically for air frying. But that's out of Louisiana Fish Fry is out of Baton Rouge, Louisiana. That's where they're at. Hey, look, when it comes to donuts or French donuts, which are called beignets, everybody that comes to New Orleans ends up one way or another at Cafe Du Monde. Cafe Du Monde is kind of like the main place. So when WWL CBS station does a story on the French Quarter, they're going to be around Cafe Du Monde. If it's WDSU, which is NBC Channel 6 in New Orleans, they're going to be over by Cafe Du Monde talking about how long the line is. Or if it's WVUE, which is Fox 8 Live, they'll be talking about, everybody's talking about Cafe Du Monde. It's right in Jackson Square. It's right in Jackson Square. So as far as Father's Day coming up, you could buy him some kind of technological breakthrough, but if he doesn't understand it or doesn't care for it, you might have bought an expensive gift that it's not going to get used. It's going to get put in the drawer and maybe never to be seen again. But if you get Cafe Du Monde beignet mix with some coffee, he might drink the coffee and eat the beignets because you got the mix, right? And you could fry them. All you need is the powdered sugar. They sell powdered sugar everywhere. There's no special type. And when it's all said and done, when Father's Day is long gone, he's still going to have that Cafe Du Monde coffee cup. And that might end up being his favorite cup. I don't have one, but if I had one, it would be on my desk right now. I guarantee you that. But I don't have one. I can't have everything. I talk about so many different things. I can't have it all. Hey, by the way, I'll show you this. There's a manufacturer called Natalie's. They make orange juice in Florida. Let's see. Yeah, they're a Florida orange juice manufacturer. That means it's Florida oranges, the real Florida oranges. It's not imported or anything like that. It's the real deal. It's the stuff that's growing over here. It's picked over here. It's processed over here. And from what I understand, they do everything they can to buy everything American, made in USA. That's what I talk about all the time. By the way, do you know it's Flag Day today? I think if I come back live again later today, I'm going to have to put some flags in the carousel, some American flags in the carousel. Yep, definitely going to have to do that. Okay, so, hey, the thing about the coffee, people, look, every time I flew around the country and I got off the plane, I'm walking down the concourse, and then all of a sudden I see a whole bunch of people in line, and you think, oh, wow, they're getting on a flight. No, they're all getting in line for coffee. I couldn't believe how long people would stand in line to get a cup of coffee. It's crazy. Okay, anyway, so you got people that love coffee. They drink the same coffee forever and ever and ever. Once they start with a brand, that's what they go with. Then you got the other people that like to drink a whole bunch of different coffee. So anyway, community coffee with chicory, that's a big deal down here. In fact, my wife's been drinking it for like 35 years. Remember I told you about the people that don't change? Well, that's one. Oh, yeah, she'll drink other coffee, don't get me wrong, but her coffee is this. So if it ever runs out, I'm in trouble. I need to make sure I have community coffee with chicory. The other thing is that this is real competitively priced. It could be shipped anywhere in the country, delivered to your door. Louisiana roasted coffee out of Baton Rouge, Louisiana. But the thing is, it doesn't have to be the coffee and chicory, because there's some people that don't like coffee and chicory. They want just regular coffee. Well, don't worry. Community coffee definitely does that. They have a bunch of different things, and a lot of it is very competitively priced, and you could ship it right on to your house. Hey, I'll put the Zapp's potato chips in here. The Crawtators. The Crawtators are as Louisiana as you can get. That was developed by Ron Zapp. Ron Zapp was an oil field. He was in the oil field business. And I don't know if you're old enough to remember the 80s, it was rough on the oil industry. It was rough. And he ended up coming to Louisiana, and he said, wow, I think I'm going to do kettle chips, and I'm going to flavor them like we flavor crawfish. I think that's going to work. Well, he thought it was. He worked real hard to make it work. He was out. I don't know if you know New Orleans or Metairie, but he was probably in the middle of in the intersection of maybe Causeway and Veterans, or maybe Airline and Clearview. They're pretty big intersections, a lot of traffic, and he's running around giving people samples of his Crawtators. He thought it was a good idea, and guess what? It was. It's a great chip. I've been shipping that around the country to different people I know, because you couldn't get it back in the day. Back in the day, you didn't have Amazon. The only way it got there is if somebody actually bought it and then put it in a box and shipped it. Now you could just get it on Amazon. So if you like those spicy chips, and this is what I found out. There's a lot of people that, eat stuff, but there's like 10 or 20% of people that love spicy stuff. And those are the guys that like that. So it doesn't take you long to find the one that really likes it. And when they like something, you back up the truck, because that's it. That's what they like. Now, as far as people there's a whole bunch of people around the country that don't like anything spicy. That's different. That's not how it is over here. Most of the people like spicy stuff here. And then you get old, and then you can't handle it anymore. It's rough. Hey, I got a hose pipe here. I started talking about hose pipes. I figured, well, since the summer started, you got to water your plants. And I always talk about my hose pipe. My hose pipe is 100 feet long and it's heavy duty. It's heavy. And you know what happens after it gets old? It starts tangling up. It gets tangled. And man, then you got to stop watering your plant. You know, it's like you're trying to see if you got a first down. You extend that hose. And then when you extend it just a little too far, guess what? It knots up and then it goes off. And then you got to go see what happened. Well, that's very time consuming. That's very time consuming. And it doesn't, and it's aggravating. But anyway, this is one of the newer hoses. It's 50-foot lightweight hose. Looks like it's got 4.2, 4.3 stars. It's been reviewed by 23,000 people. $39.99. So since I started talking about hoses, I've been selling a few, including this one. Here's a little 40-inch Samsung TV. I don't know about you, but Samsung TVs are always on my wish list. Always, because you always want a better TV. You want it bigger. You want it brighter. You want it, you just always want it. But you can't do it. You can't buy a TV every day. What you going to do with your old one? So anyway, this Samsung TV 40-inch is $267. That's a pretty good deal for a pretty good picture. And it probably loves your Note. If you got a Note 10 or Note 11, I got a Note 10 Plus. It loves that. I think if you got the Samsung phone and the Samsung TV, they probably get along better than maybe some other things. Hey, Father's Day is right around the corner, and I'm talking about, this is all about healthy. Got the Apple Watch here at $195. That's a pretty good deal. You got Apple people and you got Samsung people. So if your father-in-law or your father or your grandfather is a Apple person, has an iPhone, and he doesn't have an Apple Watch, maybe he wants one for Father's Day. That's a great gift. It's a nice gift if it works. Then you could kind of maintain to see if you're getting in better shape or getting in worse shape. It kind of keeps an eye on things. I talk about Fitbit all the time because I got a Fitbit back in 2017, and I was able to knock off 51 pounds in 17 weeks, and it's the greatest thing that I ever did. I don't think I'll ever do anything greater. Pretty unbelievable. I hope I never have to do anything like that again because it's a lot of work. I documented everything. I documented everything I ate. I documented all the things that were done during that time period. And when it was all said and done, I had it. And then Fitbit contacted me and wanted to know, what did you do? Well, I was able to tell them. And then they said, you ate what? So the thing is, with me talking about Fitbits all the time, it's just that, hey, look, I've been there, done that. I lost 51 pounds in 17 weeks. There's a lot of people coming off of this pandemic that put on a bunch of extra pounds, including myself. And it's always good to actually be able to ask somebody, hey, how'd you do it? Hey, I can answer the question. I can tell you how I gained weight. I can tell you how I lost it. I can tell you, when you keep track of everything, you're less likely to eat that extra bag of potato chips if you're keeping track of what you're doing. But if you don't keep track, guess what? You lose track of what you ate. You burned 2,500 calories, but you ate 3,500 calories. That's why the extra pounds are coming on. So anyway, I can answer those questions because I've been there, done that. And since I spent 45 years in food, I think I've seen my share of nutritional information. Nutritional labels. I'm not a nutritionist. I'm not a doctor, but I sure do have seen my share of food, all kinds of different food. Hey, I did this. I put the mask in here. My wife bought it 6-7 weeks ago, and for $8.49, 8.5 cents a piece. Man, that's a good mask. Look, it's got good side on both sides. It's fancy on both sides. So it does the trick. We're probably going to be having masks forever. We'll probably have them forever. We're not going to have them at the same volume that we had them. But I got to tell you, even before the pandemic started, I used to wear a mask when I would go cut the grass. Because me and the grass don't get along. So anyway, that's 8.5 cents. Hey, look, the grass and I don't get along. I don't like the grass. And it's hard to believe that a guy that spent 45 years selling, basically selling food, is the weed eater guy now. Man, I can't believe all the people that are buying weed eaters. Man, I can't believe it. It's unbelievable. So I'll tell you what they would. I don't know, something like 5 of the top 25 items I've sold since I started 6 weeks ago are weed eaters. I got like a weed eater store. Hey, Freddie. Yeah, it's slowing down. It's slowing down. It's not going to be anywhere near what it was, but the mask will always still be around. It's just not going to be anywhere near the volume that it was before, without a doubt. Hey, look, let's see. Okay, yeah, let me go ahead. Hey, Freddie showed up again. Hey, thanks, Freddie. You're always around in the afternoon, early afternoon. Okay, I always talk about my Note 10 Pluses. A couple years ago, I got some Note 10 Pluses. The thing I like about the Note 10 is the fact that it's got a big screen. And when you get old, you need a big screen. I know there's a lot of people that have flip phones, but how do you see that? The flip phone's pretty easy because, you could just close it and it's over with. But anyway, the Note 10, I just loved it because it's just that if you can't read it, you can make it, you can make the screen bigger and bigger and bigger. And it's just so good for somebody that can't see where, at all, like me. So that's why I fell in love with the Note. Well, the Notes. I've been on the Notes for a long time, but now that I'm on Amazon Live, I had to go ahead and get an iPhone. I had to do it. That's the only way that I can broadcast Amazon Live. I needed this. But anyway, go back to the thing. I had 2 Note 10 Pluses, and I needed to protect it, right? Because you don't want to drop it and crack the screen or anything. So I went on Amazon and I looked and I saw this Zizo Bolt series. And I'm thinking, what is a Zizo? I never heard of that. But I looked at it. And, you could blow it up and look at it. And it looked like it was pretty well made. It looked like it would do the trick. It was definitely affordable. So I pulled the trigger. I bought a red one and a black one. Here it is. No joke. Here it is. Look, here's my red one. Good thing. I'm so glad that I bought a red and a black. Because if I would have bought 2 of the same color, that would have been Nightmare City. It's bad enough I end up on the wrong phone. But anyway, I bought a red and black one. It worked out pretty good. Here it is 19, 20 months later, and I'm still talking good about it. So it definitely works. Hey, look, I always put the batteries. I think I'm going to put the batteries in the carousel every day. It's Amazon alkaline batteries. They're competitively priced. And the fact that hurricane season just started 14 days ago, we've got 2 weeks under our belt. Last year at this time, we already had a mini hurricane. It wasn't a hurricane, but it was like the ones that grow into one. It was Crystal Ball. It came over our way. We got a ton of rain. It wasn't devastating or anything, but it gave us a nice little mess to deal with. And then we thinking, well, you know how the thing goes. Lightning don't strike twice, right? Well, I was wrong. We got the first one and we got the last one. We got Hurricane Zeta. It came in the Gulfport with 100-mile-an-hour winds. My wife and I held on to the back door. We got a French door facing the Gulf, and it blew for 2 hours, and we're holding on for our dear life. I remember calling. I've been talking to my daughter, and she's telling me, I'm saying, where's the storm? Because we're at like the intersection of 49 and 90. That's pretty much everybody knows where that is. And we're just trying to find out, how long is this wind going to blow? Or, we knew it was 80, 90, 100 miles an hour, but we didn't know for sure. We didn't know if it was going to get worse. We didn't know. So for 2 hours, it was a long 2 hours, just holding the door as long as we could. The door will never be the same. We just knew that if we would have let the door go, it would have blew open and we would have had a big disaster on our hands. We're still working on our house. We still got work to do on the house. No doubt about that. I still got a railing, like the back, the deck, whatever. It don't have a railing. The railing took off. So we got to get that done. Oh, isn't that awesome? Fantastic that the wood is like through the roof right now. Isn't that awesome? That's what we're dealing. Hey, Carlos, how you doing? How's it going? Thanks for stopping on by. Yep. I'm on one of those Amazon Live at 5:55 p.m. Central Time, talking about food, just talking about food all the time, basically. I've been around the country. I've seen what everybody eats. I've been to a bunch of plants. I've been to a lot of food shows. I've just seen just about everything. Well, when you get to be 60 years old and you've been in the business 45 years, you could kind of share it with people. You could let people know that there's a whole bunch of things out there that maybe you didn't know. And one thing about Amazon, the thing that's so cool about Amazon, when you go to your local store and you see something and you're talking about a branded item and it has 5 items and you say, "Oh wow, they make cookies, they make 5 different flavors." And you think it's 5 different flavors, but let me tell you, it ain't. Nope. It ain't. Nope, that's not what it is. They make 12 of them. You just don't know about the other 7 because the store that you're dealing with decided not to carry it because it doesn't sell as well as the good selling ones. And one thing you learn in life later down the road, most of the time you like what everybody else likes. Like I found out this, I did a poll where I found out that people like sausage and gravy on their biscuit. Oh yeah, I found that out. Yeah, I'm not the only guy. Sausage and gravy on your biscuit. Yeah, people like butter and honey and jam and jelly and all that stuff. Yeah, they do, but not as much as they like sausage and gravy. I thought I was kind of the only one, I thought I was the one that was crazy about that, but I found out that there's a bunch of guys that like sausage and gravy on their biscuit. Don't give me the gravy. I want the sausage and gravy on the biscuit. Yeah, so the thing is with Amazon, they just have so many different things that you could order that you never would be able to find at a local store. So I'm kind of like telling you what's out there, kind of. Hey, look, I put the HP. I printed up something today. Man, I think my printer forgot what it wanted to do. Sometimes I never know if is it working on printing something or is it, I don't know. I just don't know what it's doing. But luckily, by the end of the day, because if your printer don't work and it don't print what you want, most of the time, we're not technologically advanced enough to figure out what's going on wrong. So anyway, today I just needed to copy a few things and finally figured out how to get it to work. But anyway, everybody's got, so many people have an HP printer, all kinds of different printers. The thing about today is it's so great. You can get a printer for under a great, awesome, super printer for under $200, but that wasn't the case 20, 30, 40 years ago. The printers were expensive and they were heavy too. They were real heavy. And not to mention copiers. Man, if you had a copy machine 40 years at your house, 40 years ago at your house, man, you were doing good. It was great. So now everybody can kind of afford this. So if you're looking for if you have a printer, you always got to keep up on the cartridges. The printer cartridges. And I just ran out of my yellow and I ran out of my, what is that? Is that red? I don't know. Magenta. And then I ran out of the blue. Yep. Ran out of them all at the same time. And so the good thing there is that you just go ahead to Amazon, you put your number in while you're home. You're already home. Just go ahead and put it on Amazon and then look it up and see what it costs. And when you're ready to pull the trigger, you pull the trigger. You get it. Hey, the other thing, we're in summer. The air conditioning's working because mine's working for sure. You got to make sure that your air condition filter's clean. If it's not clean and you can't get it clean, maybe you need another filter. If you need another filter, one of the easiest ways to get it without getting frustrated, because a lot of times you go to the store and you can't find it or you forget which one you want, you could just put the number. You're home already. If you're in the house, check out what measurement you have. Go to the computer, put it in Amazon. Amazon's going to tell you what's available. And then you'll be able to have it delivered to your door in a couple days. Sometimes some filters are beyond cleanable, right? I gotta clean mine myself. I know. I just saw it. It's kind of dirty. Gotta get it taken care of. I'll put an HP in here because later in the summer, probably around July, maybe early August, everybody's going to be looking for a laptop. They might need the laptop to go to they're going to school and they might want to be bringing, whoever's going to school might want to be bringing your printer. Guess what? Now you don't have a printer. Now you might need one. Or, I'm sorry, a printer or a laptop. You might lose that laptop. The laptop might go. Or you might have to buy a brand new one, maybe, because a lot of times your kids say, I don't want a computer like that. I want one better than what you have, right? That would be me. I would definitely want a pretty good computer. I've had some that were nice, and I've had some that were not nice. Sometimes you just want to get the basic job done. Sometimes you want computer, you don't want the power. Anyway, whether you go HP or you go Apple, just hit the HP in the carousel or bring it to a whole bunch of other things. Hey, I don't remember doing this, but I got the Plochman. I don't even know how to pronounce Plochman's craft beer. I put it in there because it was a little different. That's why I did it. See what I'm saying? You can find something like a craft beer mustard. I have a feeling that Chicago Cub games, I bet you they might use that on the hot dogs in Wrigley Field. Very good possibility. I'm not from Chicago, but it's a possibility. Hey, there's another company in Illinois and the brand of what they make is beer nuts. And I figured this might be a great gift for Father's Day. It's a case of nuts called what they call it, nut case. So if you think your father-in-law is a nutcase, then you could give him a nutcase. That's a pretty good. It's funny. I gotta say, it's funny. You could definitely make a joke about it. But anyway, beer nuts nutcase. I think he will enjoy that. That's some good stuff to eat. Hey, look. One thing I always talk about is the fact that everybody thinks that, let's say, olive oil is imported. All of it's imported from Spain, Portugal, different places. No, they got some in California Olive Branch. So I put that there. Maybe you want to buy olive oil from your own country. Hey, the other thing, Jelly Belly. Jelly Belly, I talk about it all the time. Jelly Belly's out in California. Jelly Belly's out in California, and they make a bunch of different jelly beans. Whole bunch of different jelly beans. The good thing about Amazon is that you can get exactly the flavor that you like. You don't have to buy the assorted variety with 49 or 50 different jelly beans like you find at a local store, because that sells well and that's local. You might want a particular flavor and you get to pick your own flavor. That's pretty cool. So whether it's sizzling cinnamon, I love that one, or it's licorice, that's not exactly my favorite one. I hear that there's a lot of people that buy the 49 flavor pack, the 49 flavors, and that's the one they pick out. Isn't that amazing? Out of 49 jelly beans, the one they pick out is the licorice one. But some people love the one that everybody picks out. That's how it goes. And if it's not sizzling cinnamon, then it might be buttered popcorn. That's an awesome one too. So the deal with Amazon, you could kind of get what you get exactly what you want, and that's a good thing. All right, let's see. Hey, look, if you like food content, there's a bunch of Amazon lives that are done. People cover different subjects, but in my case, since I have 45 years in the food business, food and beverage, whether it's restaurant oriented, food service, retail, club store, whatever, I've pretty much been there, done that, covered it all, and I'm just kind of sharing different things that I ran across in my career. So that's what I talk about. If that's what you like, then just go ahead and hit that follow button. I'd appreciate any extra follows. I could use a few extra followers. That would be great. On LinkedIn, I have 70,700 followers. But on Amazon Live, I have a lot less than that for sure. So, yep, would definitely appreciate that. Okay, let me see. I'm going to go back. Let me see. Let me jump on over to my website. Hey, I'm going to mention again for the guys that just popped in. My website is madeinusafoods.us. And that's a good place to find all the things I talk about. Even though an item is not in the carousel, you can go to my website and you can see some of the items that I talk about all the time. You could see the protein bars I talk about from Fiber One. That's General Mills that makes that. You see, everybody thinks there's one item. There's 4 items, 4 different items to choose from. I put the scale. Look, they got a cookies and cream, and they have a coconut and almond protein bar with a bunch of fiber. Average person needs 25 to 30 grams of fiber a day, and that's a great way to get it. That stuff is like eating a candy bar for breakfast. I wouldn't mind a Reese's peanut butter cup for breakfast, but we're supposed to eat a little healthier, especially as we get old. I'm old, 60. Anyway, I put the scale that I bought 4 years ago to weigh all my food. That's a bunch of fun. But that's how you keep track of what you're allowed to eat. You always gotta, if you're trying to lose weight, you need to eat less than you're burning. You gotta burn many more calories. So if you know how much you're eating, then you know how many calories you need to burn to lose weight. I got the community coffee. That's big in Louisiana. That's out of Baton Rouge. I got Camellia brand red beans. That's a big deal out here. That's out of Harahan, Louisiana. Then I have these nut bars. These nut bars are from Members Mark, but man, they are awesome. Under $1 a piece. It's cashews, almonds, walnuts, sunflower seeds, and pumpkin seeds, and dark chocolate. But it's a great combination. I eat one today. A lot of times I eat 2. Sometimes I eat 3. They got a lot of calories, but boy, it's good. And the fat's the good fat, not the bad fat. Now, the almonds have good, like for instance, the almonds have good fat versus trying to, eat fried chicken wings. I love fried chicken wings, but they're not exactly good for you, unfortunately. All right, so I got the Blue Plate. That's from New Orleans. That's a New Orleans brand, big New Orleans brand. That's from the Riley Company, which is a big family-owned operation. It's not a Fortune 500 company. It's a big family-owned one. You got the French Market Coffee. I have a video on this website. That company is over 125 years, years old, so they've been at it for a long time. Riley also owns New England Coffee. They roast their coffee in New England. Big brand over there. But you could have this delivered to your door at a reasonable price if you want to try some New England coffee. And then Louisiana Tea. June 10th was National Iced Tea Day. And Louisiana Tea is a pretty big brand in the U.S. And I put my Cafe Du Monde in there. I put some grills in there, some laptops, pizza oven, a fryer, the Instapot that I get the red bean video based on. Got my personal coffee machine in here, which is a Breville. I got the Voodoo chips from Zapp's, and then the Crottators, which are huge down here. And I got healthy. These are real healthy. This is a real healthy item. This is Top Fox. The brand is Top Fox, and it's flavored pumpkin seeds. They're good. Pumpkin seeds are really good for you. Then I got Alabama tumblers. You fill it up with ice and water or ice in your drink, and it's going to last pretty much all day. I got the watches in here and the coffee machines in here and the generators. Man, I've been selling a lot of generators. It's the beginning of hurricane season. If you're ever going to sell a generator, now's the time. You want the generator before the hurricane comes over, not after. It's hard to get the generator if the hurricane visits. I put the TV in here, the stove that I cooked on for many years, but I never had the propane attachment. Man, that would have been great. I could have saved myself a lot of trouble if I had that stove instead of one that was only butane. I got the air fryer and the chainsaw, and even a Cuisinart griddle. So all kinds of stuff here, all kinds of stuff. But anyway, if you want to follow my content, the best way to follow my content is to hit the follow button on Amazon Live. That's the best way. But if it's a couple weeks down the road and you're wondering, how do I get back to this place? Well, one of the easiest ways is just remember madeInUSAFoods.us or madeInUSAFoods.com. That's what I talk about. Made in USA Foods. That's what I talk about. USA Foods, not imported foods, USA Foods. So if you remember that, And if you don't remember it's .us and you accidentally do .com, that's fine. I got you back because you're going to still come over to this website. And then all you got to do is if you want to go to the storefront, if you want to go to the Amazon storefront, there's a lot of stuff on my website, but if you want to go to the storefront, you can click up here. Let's see. There it is. Click the Amazon store if you want to go to the Amazon lives. I got 66 lives already. And it hasn't even, it's just 6 weeks and I already got 66 of them. So I've been busy. Like I said, I think it's 36, 37 times in a row, days in a row that I have lives. All right, let me see. Let me go here. I'm going to go ahead and cut this out. Wait. Let's see. Hold on. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to go to the Amazon store. How about if I do that? Okay. When I go to the Amazon store, you can't see me anymore now, right? Let's see. See, I'm learning. Let's see. You can't see me anymore. I knew that. Yeah, you can't see me. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go. I got the store. Okay. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to go and I'm going to share the link or share the store. So I come up here. See, I'm getting fancy here. I know how to do it, even though I don't have my mouse with me. Man, I hate when my mouse is not with me. I like my mouse. Okay, here's my storefront with Calvin. I do it with Calvin. So you come over here and you can see my current video there, and then you can see all the stuff that's in the carousel. And then you come down here and after I got approved for Amazon Live, eventually they let me do some videos on some items. So I did it on Mio, the drops that you put in the water. I did it on Tostitos, the salsa con queso, which is real good. That scale that I told you about, the protein bar with the chocolate and the caramel. Fiber One also makes one with oats and chocolate. That's a great one with a lot of fiber. The Splenda that keeps me out of trouble every once in a while. The coffee and chicory. I got oatmeal that you're supposed to eat when you're trying to be healthy, right? And I have a Fitbit that I'm always talking about, the Fitbit Sense. Fitbit Sense, I think it's $249. I think it's $249. If it's $249, it's a great price. You still got time to get it for Father's Day. It's the best watch that they make, and it's a great one. Let me see. I got hair clippers too, and you wonder why I got that. The hair clippers is because I've been having it for like 15 years, and it works. That's why. 15 years, and you can buy the same one today. One thing about shopping at Amazon, you want to know if I buy something, is it going to last? Well, here's an example. This is just an example. I bought the hair clippers a long time ago, and they're still kicking. So that's what I'm talking about. Let me see. I'm going to go over to my store, and I'm going into this section. Oh yeah, you see. So the Fitbit Sense is still available for $250, $249.99. It's the best one. So check it out. Yeah, let's see. Oh yeah. This is the thing. I forgot. Yeah, I put this in. If you go to my store and you look, constant sales on these items, these are the best selling items that I have. I've talked about a whole bunch of different things, but the ones that rock, that really sell, are this. You got the Fitbit Sense, because I'm talking about it all the time, and it's the best watch they have. Then this Apple Watch, because Apple actually probably sells a little better than Fitbit, but Fitbit's not too far behind. But I talk about Fitbit because that's what I have. But a lot of people have Apple, and it's the same philosophy, of keeping track of how many calories you're burning. And then in general, any toner, a lot of HP toners, not this particular one, okay, but toners in general sell well. Batteries sell well. Air conditioning filters sell well. These items sell well. These are things that people pay attention to. All three of these TVs have done really well. And now that I know exactly which one's rocking, I can talk about those. And then, like I said, I ended up being the weed eater man, the weed eater guy. I guess other people are selling weed eaters too, but I couldn't believe all the weed eaters that are moving. Here's two combos. This one's got a blower and this one's got a blower. So it's two combos there, and then two singles, right? And then this one, I don't know what this is, man. This is, wow. This is an expensive one, so this must really work. This must be for the professional weed eater guy. I'm definitely not that professional. I would have liked to have tore into the weeds today, but I didn't get a chance. Here's 2 generators that did well. These, man, if you got that on your wish list and you get to buy that before the storm season, that's awesome because they actually will take care of you pretty good. Here's a Weber grill. The Weber grills in general do well. And here's a smoker. You have the little Weber grill here. That one's only $229 and sells well. Just recently, a couple weeks ago, I put this kayak in the mix, and I didn't have any idea I didn't sell any kayaks before I put it in. Didn't sell any kayaks, none. And then I put it in the carousel, and then all of a sudden I'm selling all these kayaks. So apparently people buy kayaks. Might be the yellow, right? Maybe it's the yellow. Did a good job of the design. Here's a bag with a drill and the battery, and you got your own carrying bag. That's a great little gift. We like the DeWalt tools. That's been good for us. We bought a bunch of them after Katrina, after getting messed up by Katrina, and then we like I said, we still got them. They didn't go anywhere. Here's a food processor that sells well. This will definitely disintegrate pulverize your veggies that you're throwing in maybe you're making a gumbo, maybe you're making a jambalaya, maybe you're making red beans and rice, but that'll do the job. Here's a printer. HP printers in general, it doesn't matter which one, but they do real well. And then last but not least, air condition. Today's a great day for selling a portable air condition because that's actually good to have just in case your air conditioning goes down. Here's that sign in required. I don't know why I get that all the time on my messaging thing. And then here, what I did was I put together some different departments in my store. Like I got Kimmy Candy out of Nevada. They invited us over to their plant in Nevada. So I'm gonna put 50 different shelves, one for each state. So I got Nevada already started. I put a little section on fishing gear. I put a deal with automotive tools. Here's Honolulu Cookie Company. That's out in Hawaii. So I got the Hawaii thing going. I got Made in California Foods. I got my LinkedIn connections. A lot of my LinkedIn connections, I have 11,400 connections, and several of them have been writing books. So I decided, hey, I just put your book in my carousel or in my store. I talk about them every once in a while. I got the grills. I put grills together. I got Minnesota. I got a coffee section. Louisiana. And I'm going to have a Louisiana section. Alabama's got Wickles, pickles. The thing with me is that a lot of the guys I know in the food industry are refrigerated and frozen. So I got to work a little harder on the shelf stable stuff that Amazon sells. But yeah, you can see I have a bunch of different things in the store, and it's just going to get bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger. Did you know that they make Dum-Dums in Ohio? Yep, that's where they make them. Did you know that the Pepperidge Farm goldfish are made in Ohio? I ate some this weekend. Calvin got some goldfish, and him and I ate goldfish, and they're not to be found anymore. They're gone. So, yeah. So I got all the different states here and different sections and whatever. So that's what I have. Okay. Hopefully I messed that up. Okay. It's not the first time. I meant to go ahead and put this. You probably couldn't see anything and probably just heard me talking. Hey, I probably lost everybody. Let's see. Maybe I lost everybody. Who knows? Let's see. Yep, I still have a few people. No, not everybody left. That's good. All right. I'm sorry about that. I meant to put it in large print to blow it up so you can see it better. But anyway, that's That's how that goes. I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna go ahead and put. I'm gonna go to Amazon. Let's see. Amazon. Oh, 7 days until Prime Day. Prime Day is right around the corner. 7 days. It's June 21st and June 22nd, right around the corner. I was just gonna go ahead and jump into the best selling. You know me. I'm gonna go in the grocery department. Let's see. I'm gonna go into a different grocery department. Let's see. I always end up in snack foods. Let's see. Today's the 14th. Well, guess what? The snacks. Yeah, that looks like a. Oh, this is bestsellers and snack foods. This is not a general. This is the big snack department. So I could probably go through the top 50 here. Let's see. All right. You probably can't see anything. Yep, which you can. So I'm gonna go ahead and change that. All right, I'm gonna do the snack section. So I gotta share it. So let me see. I can do it, I think. Let's see. Go on over to the snack section. And I'll talk about that today. Yep. Okay, let's see. Here we go. All right, now you got it. All right. I'm going to go ahead and the first one is Quest. I have the Quest bar here. I get the birthday cake on my desk and I have the cookies and cream Quest bar on my desk. It's the #1 seller in the snack category, Quest bars. The thing that I got to say is, man, 21 grams of protein, and then you get 14 or 15 grams of fiber. That's pretty good. That's really good, and that's why it's there. And the thing is, as far as them being at the top, it's because they probably taste good enough. Being that they're healthy, if they taste great, they don't have to be the best tasting bar that you ever ate before. It doesn't have to be the best. It just has to be good enough to where somebody wants to eat something healthy. So you got 2 grams of sugar and then 5 grams of net carbs on the peanut butter brownie smash. But there's a bunch of flavors. Let's see. Oh, yeah, there you go. Let me get out of that. I don't have my mouse. I wish I had my mouse. Here we go. Here's the different flavor. What? Is that the only one? Maybe it is. Okay. Well, anyway, Quest makes a bunch of different flavors. I'm trying to figure out what the deal is here. Is it just one? Look, did they all sell out? I don't know. They don't light up. So, all right, we'll jump on. We'll jump down the road here. Okay. All right. Yes, man, not having a mouse is a bad thing here. All right, I'm going to the next section here. We got this is the hot section here. Oh, wow. Cheetos Pepper Puffs. Extra flaming hot nacho. Flaming hot nacho. I don't know about you, but I think I'll stick with my regular nacho chips. I got a bag in my kitchen and I haven't opened it yet, so we'll see how long that goes. And I told you that the goldfish are made in Ohio. See, they even got the pretzel ones, the pretzel goldfish, and the cheddar, and the colors. I think the color one is pretty cool for little kids to have different colors. They got the big Smiles one. This is variety of one. Yep, all kinds of different. Yeah, there's all kinds of different things here. All kinds of variety. Okay. Well, that's that. That's the goldfish. Let's see. I'm going to go on to next one. At number 4 is Nature's Bakery. And they have the fig bars. Well, I ate my share of Fig Newtons as a kid. I used to buy the one that was the 1 pound pack, and they had 15 Fig Newtons in one and 15 Fig Newtons in the other. And every time I opened a pack, I had to decide, am I going to eat 7 this time and 8 later? Or am I going to eat I'm going to eat 7 first or 8 first. That's what I always had to decide, because when I went to eat the second time, I was going to eat the rest from that first pack, and then I'd open that second pack. You know, you get into habits and you do that the rest of your life. Well, that's one of them. Okay, they make all kinds of different kinds. Let's see. All right, here it is. Yeah. So you got apple cinnamon here. You got raspberry. Oh, this is blueberry. You got double chocolate brownie. Where that raspberry comes from? Did I see raspberry? Yeah, I did see raspberry. I thought I did. Look. So they got raspberry. They got pumpkin. They got peach, apricot. You got original fig. But this is the best way to go. You go with the, well, let's see if I can make it blow up here. You go with the, is it going to go? Let's see. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, you go with this one, and you find out what you like better. I don't know about you. I'm just guessing. I think I've eaten the fig, but I don't know if I ate the blueberry. So if I eat the blueberry, I might like the blueberry better than the fig. I just don't know until you try all the different kinds. But they do sell well, because they wouldn't be at number 5. Is it number 5? So check out the variety pack. You always go with the variety pack until you can figure out which one you like best. No, not 5. It's number 4. And here's the Go-Go. Yeah, they sure sell a bunch of those. The kids like their apple squeeze. Is that number 5? And let's see. Wow. Man, I wish I had my mouse. Mouse would be better. Okay, I gotta, maybe I'm not gonna open everything, but man, talk about, this is a lineup, right? Look at this. Oh, Oreo cookies, Nutter Butter, peanut butter sandwich cookie, Chips Ahoy, and Oreo. Hey, one thing about today, we didn't have, way back in the day, we didn't have double stuff and triple stuff. We didn't have that stuff. We just had regular stuff. It was very basic, but now Chips Ahoy is going crazy. Oreo's going crazy with all kinds of different flavors. Nutter Butter kind of stayed the same. You know, it might have different sizes, but pretty much it's kind of the same. But man, the Chips Ahoy and the Oreo franchise is really going crazy. Then you got the Goldfish from Ohio at number 7. You got Pringles at number 8. My sister looked up on something. She said there's over 100 flavors, and these flavored Pringles are shipped all over the world. I don't know how many countries. There's a bunch of countries that eat Pringles. Worldwide. Definitely worldwide. Then you got the Chewy granola at number 9. You got the Welch's fruit snacks. Wow, the fruit snacks. I don't know about you. When I think of Welch's, I just think of grape. That's what I think of right away. But this stuff's good. It does well. It's in the top 10. Welch's does well. Kellogg's does well. Mott's does well. All the fruit snacks actually do well. Here's the Lay's. Here's the basic lineup. Hey, if you want to get some basic chips for your grandfather for Father's Day, you can do that. You can't go wrong here, right? That's the basics right there. That kind of works. Let's see what's going next. And then you got the Blue Diamond. This is I think the low sodium maybe. Let's see. At number 12, lightly salted. Okay, as long as you got enough, it's low sodium. As long as you got enough salt. You don't want to cut out too much salt, because when you do that, you cut out some of the flavor. All right, at number 13. Hey, I'm going to look back to make sure you're seeing what I see, and I see that you see what I see, so that's a good thing. I'm going to go back here. All right, going back. Just want to make sure you see what I see. RX bars, they do a good job of, when it comes to transparency, because they put on the front label what they have in the bar. So in this case, you see they got egg whites, walnuts, cashews, and dates. No BS. So that's pretty good. Then you got the Doritos ranch flavored. Hey, I don't know about you, but I like nacho. Nacho's mine. I still eat these, and they're good. Don't get me wrong. But nacho is my way to go. This is a variety pack with everything under the sun at number 15. Number 16 is Orville Redenbacher. If you're old like me, you remember seeing these commercials all your life with Orville Redenbacher. Smart 50 at number 17. That's all about healthy popcorn. Yeah, if you pop popcorn and you don't add anything to it, it's healthy. You got the Power Up Trail Mix. That's a bunch of good items in that mix. And you got the Blue Diamond. What we got? Blue Diamond. I can't read it. Blue Diamond sea salt. That is lightly salted again. There we go. Nothing complicated. And then you got the Teddy Grahams and the animal crackers going with the Chips Ahoy and the Oreo. So that's just a bunch of different variations. Here you got the Atkins dessert bar, Dulce de Leche. Oh, that looks good. Wait, let me see that again. Yeah. Anything with caramel, I'm all in. Yeah, that looks good. I haven't tried it yet. It's new too. I haven't tried it. You got beef jerky original. That does well. I did a poll. I think I had original and I had teriyaki, and I think original beat out the teriyaki, but I like teriyaki. Here's the whole cashews. That makes a great Father's Day gift. Here's those fruit chews coming from Mott's. That's one of the companies that's in the race there. You got Cheez-Its at 25. You got this Stretch Island fruit and leather snacks variety that's got low sugar at 26. Grandma's is in the mix at 27. Here's your Quest bar. Let me see if it shows the variety on this one. I don't know if it's gonna. Let me see. No, it looks like that's the only one. Chocolate chip cookie dough. That ought to work. Wow, what a big mistake. I forgot my mouse. I got to go locate my mouse. You got Pure Protein. The Pure Protein bars. I've tried those bars. They're really good. They don't have a bunch of fiber, but they're really good. You got Pirate's Booty. You got 1 protein bars, high protein, low carbs, high fiber. You got the Keto Fed Bomb at number 32. You got the popcorners at 33. The kettle corn's the way to go. Great item. Then you got the chocolate covered Blue Diamond almonds. Instead of having the big thick chocolate coating that's high in calories, this is on the affordable calorie side. You got the dill pickles, a flavor that's coming on, and spicy's coming on too. So it doesn't surprise me to have another flavor here at 35. Or the pistachios. I like the pistachios in the shell just to slow me down. Don't give me pistachios peeled already, because I'm going to eat too many. And they do have calories. You got the Crave box at number 37. You got original at 38 on Jack Links. Jack Links has a lot of items in the top 100 for sure. This is another keto play on High Key at 39. The Cliff bars are real popular. Here's a variety pack. That's exactly what I'm talking about. Get the variety pack. Find out which one you like the most. Hopefully you like them all. Milano's at 41. That's a great cookie with chocolate inside. Then you got the Skinny Pop on the low calorie side at 42. You got Tostitos with cheese cups. Oh, yeah, that's right up my alley. And the Kind bar at number 44. Kind makes so many items that are great. So many. Then you got the baked Cheetos. Those are good, but not as good as the one with all the fat. The ones that are supposed to be unhealthy, those are the ones that are good. The baked are okay, though. The baked are okay. I still have a couple bags of baked on my desk. Jack Links. You see, they put the teriyaki in there, but I think the original does better than teriyaki. Here's the seaweed snacks. Yes, I've tried them already. I haven't tried this one. It is a thing. But they're very light and they don't have many calories because it's really not that heavy. Hey, all these Lenny and Larry cookies are pretty healthy. You got a lot of protein, got a lot of fiber. And usually cookies don't have fiber, but that one does. You got a Kind bar at 49, and rounding out the top 50 is Chomps. Grass-fed, beef jerky, meat snack. Okay, that's the top 50. Let's see. All right, that's the top 50. Let me come back on screen. Let me check and see if I'm still connected. Hopefully I am. Let's see. And it looks like, yep, I still am. Hey, look, if you like food content. If you like live streams where they talk nothing but food the whole time, that's pretty much the case. I add a lot of appliances that you cook food with, so that. But I can't necessarily kick in the food for the weed eaters. I can't. That one's kind of difficult. But you can eat some beef jerky while you're out in the backyard knocking the weeds down. You can do that. So everything's related to food. If that's the content that you enjoy, that you like, just go ahead and hit that follow button on the top left-hand corner. Just hit the follow button, and it will let you know when I go Amazon Live. I try to go Amazon Live at 5:55 every day. I try to do that. This is like the 37th day in a row that I've gone live. So I'm trying to be pretty consistent. And since I've been in the food industry for a long time, I definitely know a whole bunch of people. And I'm always dropping names, and I'm always talking about things that are available that you probably don't know about. So anyway, I'm gonna go ahead and leave it here. Thanks so much for hanging in there with me. If you know anybody that likes content like this, just let them know about me, and have them hit the follow button. I could use all the extra followers I can get. All right, you take care. I'm gonna see you later. Thanks for stopping on by on Amazon Live at 5:55.